All right, finance students, let's look at ICA 11.5. Now we're going to look at mutually exclusive projects and decisions based on disagreements between IRR and NPV. Okay, so we might have these two projects, just one-year projects, just simple ones. And it says, okay, you have a required return of 10%, which should be undertaken. So let's work through the same thing that we did in 11.4. We have a required rate of return of 10%, 10%. So we can run our future cash flows. So using our NPV function, our rate of 10%, and we have one value here. So we see that would be 272.73 and 1900. In essence, what we're doing is just discounting back 1 year, which is fine. So we know NPV is going to be our future cash flows plus our initial cost, 200. Same thing for this one here. So NPV definitely says project B would work better, but we can do our IRR function of 200 to 300. So that one gives a 50% return, right? Which makes sense. We spent 200, we gained $100 more, so that would be a 50% return. And this one, project B, we only had a 26.67. So for here, this one, NPV says choose B, and for this one it says choose A. So which do we choose when they disagree? Well, most analysts will go with NPV as final authority. Okay, just because you're working in real cash, you're working in discounted cash flows, whereas IR is more of an expected return, rates of returns. Financial advisors and experts prefer the cash method. So whenever those disagree, typically you'll see that you'll choose the NPV project over the IRR. But it's important to understand what's going on here. The main reason we see this is because of the size, right? Notice the size. This one's only $200 project. This one's a $1,500 project. This one only earns an extra $100 above cost. This one actually earns $1,400 or $400 above cost, but it's a smaller percentage. So the size of the project is part of it. Second reason why they may disagree would be the cash flows. Now notice this one. This one, project B, has even cash flows, but project A actually has small, and then a really large cash flow at the end. Okay, notice you can get a disagreement here as well. All right, so here's 10%, 10%. We can do our NPV function, 10% rate, 10% rate of your future cash flows, 10% rate of your future cash flows. Copy that over. So our NPV is our future cash flows plus our initial cost of negative. Is our future cash flows plus our negative cost. If that cost is positive, then you would subtract. We can also do our IRR function, all the values for IRR. We do all the values for IRR function. And again, we see here, this one says project choose A, and this one says choose B. So again, we can see discrepancy or disagreement between NPV and IRR. And this one is because of the cash flows, right? Because this one is about $2,000, $2,100 or $1,950, and this one's just over $2,000. So the total cash flows are about the same, but when the money comes in makes a big difference.